Now I think we'll move on to slide number 23. Now it is on salient features on code on social security. So again, it extends the coverage of ESI to all establishments employing 10 or more. I think currently also for ESI, if there are 10 or more establishment employees working in an establishment, the act will be applicable. I think, but for one or two states like Maharashtra, still they have the threshold number as 20. In all other states is 10. But the code makes it uniform now. So if you have 10 or more establishments, then the ESI area will be applicable. And to extend the applicability to establishments employing less than 10 employees on voluntary basis. I think currently the voluntary coverage under ESI is not possible either for the establishment or for covering the individual employee under ESI. But I think this code allows that, like PF, right? If the majority of the employees are agreeing and the employer is also willing, they can go for coverage under ESI voluntarily. Similarly, the ESI Act currently will not be applicable to plantations. Now it is brought in on option basis. Those who are running a plantation, if they want to opt for the ESI coverage, in case whatever medical benefits they are providing is less favorable than what is prescribed under the ESI Act, they can opt for coverage under ESI, but it is only option. And it seeks to empower the central government to notify the applicability of the said coverage to establishments which carry on the hazardous or life-threatening occupation. So in case if any establishment is involved in hazardous occupation or life-threatening occupation, then irrespective of the number, the act will be applicable. So that is what is again brought in by this particular code on social security. Then to extend the employees provident fund, employees pension scheme and employees deposit linked insurance scheme to all industries or establishments employing 20 or more, right? So again, uniform 20 or more. Currently, you must be aware there is a list of industries attached to the act. Only for those industries, PF will be applicable, act will be applicable if there are 20 or more employees. Now that list is removed, so it will be applicable to all industries engaging 20 or more employees. And to make provision for specifying differential rates of employees' contribution for class of employees, for employees provident fund, as the central government may notify for a specified period. So that is also possible. Even today, some of the industries like jute industry, they still have 10%, but most of the companies is for them it is 12%. Like that, different rates of employees' contribution is possible through the code also. Now we move on to slide number 25. To provide that the money dues shall be the charge on the assets of employer and shall be paid on priority basis in accordance with the insolvency and bankruptcy code. Again, this is already there. So priority shall be given when the assets are liquidated to make contributions towards PF. That is the idea. Not only PF, even for ESI, for the social security. That is the idea again. To provide that in case of employer's failure to register the employee with ESI corporation or failure to pay contribution and the ESI corporation releasing the benefits to the workers, then such benefits shall be recovered from the employer. It is possible. So suppose if the person who is ought to be covered under ESI but not covered, and if the contribution ought to be paid but not paid, but still if the employee is availing the benefits, the ESI corporation will continue to provide the benefits, but they will recover it from the employer. That is the provision which is brought in through the code. Again, to empower the central government to frame schemes for providing social security to the gig workers and platform workers who do not fall under the traditional employer-employee. I think there are new types of employments are now evolving. Strictly speaking, I think many of the employers are not very sure whether these set of legislation would be applicable to them or not. Say, for example, the Ola drivers and maybe the persons who are serving in Swiggy, for them whether it will be applicable or not, right? So it's a big question again. So I think the government is making provisions to make these social security benefits applicable to these workers also, who are called gig workers or platform